today with a true drag racing legend, if not legendary, John Linton. I've known John since the '80s, and done some racing with him, and told some good old stories with him today. And but John is, if anything, passionate about drag racing, and he's got he was on the loud pedal a lot. He's one of the few guys in my race car that actually broke the cable for the accelerator pedal a couple times because he tried 3 times?
2 times.
2 times. And he stomped on it so hard that we actually had to make it Linton proof. So, John, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're not from here. Where'd you grow up?
Tonkawa, Oklahoma.
And for the people who don't know, that's just across the border from Colorado into.
No, it's
okay. Where's that?
It's between Oklahoma City and Wichita,
Okay.
Kansas, right in that area.
Okay, they knew it was somewhere like that.
Yeah.
So you grew up there, and it's relatively a smaller town.
Little small town.
And everybody knew when you got in trouble, they were on the phone with your folks, and
Everybody
you
knew.
and your brother were in the cahoots with each other.
Yeah, every time.
So, when did you first know that you were bitten by the car bug?
Probably just before I went in the military. I had a 55 Chevy station wagon, and I took it to the drag strip, and I didn't win anything, but I had fun doing what I was doing at the time, and I thought, one of these days maybe we'll try this.
What drag strip was it?
Ark City, Kansas.
Okay.
And so then me and my brother moved go back a little bit, after I went in the military and went to Vietnam, got out, got married, had babies, eventually moved to Arizona with my brother and started a business out here. And we found this old front engine car for $1,900, and we said, well, let's see what we can do with that.
This can't be harmful.
No.
Hold my beer.
You remember probably a guy by the name of Mike Finley.
Absolutely.
He helped me because it had a clutch flight in it, which I knew zero about. And it had an old motor in it. I think Bill Gusick might even help me with that at one point. We got it running, and we fought on who was going to drive it because I didn't want to, and he didn't either. We went up and down the road at Metro plating in it a few times. We're going, I'm not driving this. And I said, well, I'm not either. Finally, we rented a trailer from U-Haul, took it out to Beeline, and won the race with it. I think it was Darrell Parrott. Don't hold me on that one.
You were driving.
Yeah.
How did you lose the bet? Was it decided it was going to be you?
Because he wouldn't.
Yeah.
I said, well, we did this. We've got it going now. Let's go out there. And we ended up winning the race at Beeline. So I said, yeah, this is going to work all right. So we'll try this.
So you were bitten with a wanting to go faster.
Yeah, the clutch flight wasn't the answer, but we ended up with a Paraglide in the car. And
when you going back to your first time to drag, so was that your first car you had that you built up?
Dragster? Oh yeah.
No. Back in Kansas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time.
And you have a couple hot rods along the way. What'd you drive in high school?
No, I think I had a Fairlane or something like that. A 54 Chevrolet at one point.
I can see, knowing you, I would imagine through your lifetime prior to the dragster, you had a lot of different cars, because you've always been the guy that buys something and does it, and manages to sell it, and come out okay on the sales side, and buy something else.
Yeah, and could tear them up.
You're a good peddler.
They ended up in the salvage yard.
Yeah,
most of them.
You had a great time. You served in the military. Where did you serve?
Vietnam.
And what was your specialty?
Deuce and a half driver. I drove a captain around in a Jeep at one point. Then I graduated to a Kenworth, taking supplies to people in Vietnam then.
Mm-hmm.
And got out in '69.
Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Truly appreciate that. So
Yeah.
you got out in a good year to get out of the military.
Yep.
And start your civilian life.
Yep.
And you went back to Kansas,
Oklahoma.
Sorry.
Stayed in Oklahoma
Right.
for a while, worked there for a little bit,
Right.
and then me and my brother headed out this way for a while. And
Rest is miracles.
Yeah, we started our drill bit business, which we sell bits to the oil field and the mining and the horizontal boring people and water well, and we still do it to this day. And we sold the business to the boys, to my nephews, in 2019, but I still go in 3 or 4 days a
You're
week.
still the bit king.
Yeah, pretty much.
I remember, this seeing a lot of bits, and a lot of buying used bits, and a big cash. The mines or whoever will be, you go buy them off, and
Well,
you'll
we
be able
go-
to refurbish them, and and somebody will save somebody a ton of money, but yet you're pretty lucrative business to be in.
Yeah, I'd go back and forth to Saudi Arabia twice a year and buy from Aramco Oil Company and ship them into Houston, ship them to Oklahoma, repair them. Some of them they go back to Aramco. A lot of them we'd rebuild them and sell them to the water well people in Arizona and all over. And now we've got three different places, one in Oklahoma, one here, and one in Salt Lake City.
Awesome.
So that business has been good to me.
Well, it definitely, you and your brother are definitely, you guys aren't lazy. And
No, we had to
you're
work
always
for it.
moving, always burning the midnight oil, and you did a lot of things, but the story of your business is just awesome. A lot of people look at it and go, "What are you messing with those for?"
Yeah.
And that was it was your gold.
Yeah.
You did really good with OK Bit Company.
Yep, we really did.
So you got your brother fought about who wasn't going to drive the car. And
At
you
one
won-
point,
yeah.
it didn't last long because
Yeah.
he was pretty adamant about, I'm not doing it.
He'd rather be the one yelling at you for screwing up, right?
Yeah, and he was bigger than me, but he was younger, but he was bigger. So he
You-
he did get in it a couple of times, and he shouldn't have because every time he got in it, he tore it up. So that didn't work either.
So back to the front motor car, you put a power glide in it.
Finally put a power glide in it, and finally put a battery in it. But I drove that car with the TCI plunger
Brake.
for a tranny brake,
Right.
and I was perfect at it. And then we go and buy the rear engine car, and I had to do the button thing, and it was like, that took a while.
Your eye
to
hand
adjust,
coordination,
but I was good with the plunger on the bottom of the tranny. I liked that better.
What was the first rear motor car? Where'd that come from?
Terry White out of Orange County had it, and we were starting to make more and more power with the front engine car, and it was starting to go pretty fast. 850s, which is too fast for a 160-inch car, I thought, and try to win. And so I bought the back motored car from Terry, and I had to learn to drive again because my brother would tell me, "You're all over the racetrack. You're all over the racetrack." I said, "No, I'm not." And this was at Mel Larson's, where we probably debuted it, but we got good with it. We won the Popular Hot Rod race in Orange County. That was a big race for us with the front motored car. That was 11 rounds in one day.
Wow.
Because we had to win the race in Super Pro, I think that's what it was called, and then we jumped into running the winner of each class to get to the, so it was 11 rounds of racing to do that. We won an Alston kit car. We thought, oh, this is a piece of cake.
You're at the top.
Yeah, we were there, and that was one of the bigger races, that we won.
What year was that? Do you remember? Bob?
82,
Okay.
and then I think it was 83 or 4. The back motor car, the big race we won was March Meet, Super Comp,
Mm-hmm.
with the red car, the back motor car. And then I can't remember all the ones we did win that meant a lot to me, but we won a lot of races.
Well, I remember one year going out to races at Firebird with you, and your car wouldn't pass tech,
Probably.
and my car was sitting out by Phoenix Dragway on the side of town.
That's right.
And I hauled and went and got it. Brought
Put
it,
all my parts in.
Put all your parts in, and we had 2 dragsters there. You would have thought we were in the pro pits because we had a crowd around us.
Yeah.
Watch us swap everything in and out.
A lot of
and
helpers.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it pulled
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you had the energy to do when you're younger. That in later days, you probably said, "I'll get it next time."
put the pillows in the cockpit
Yeah.
to where I could.
Well, yeah. When we built that car, I wanted to be able to drive it if I ever wanted to drive it. So
Yeah.
it was a. It was accused of being a Barca lounger, a recliner,
Oh, I
a
felt
love
like
seat.
I was watching TV in that
Yeah.
car.
Yeah, yeah. You did pretty good in the car, though.
Yeah.
You drove it a few times.
Oh
And
yeah.
I remember we were racing one night. That probably the race that you brought the trophy for. But
Mm-hmm.
Joe Smith from Tucson on his bike, and you had a couple issues with it, and you were late, and you looked down the track, and he must look back, and you were way behind. So he stood up, and you said, "This ain't gonna happen," and you ran him down,
Ran him
and
down.
blew by him. That
Yeah.
was, yeah.
I think it was Larry Smith in the finals who we took out in that race. He was
Larry, great racer.
a good racer.
Another Performance Plus car.
Yep,
Yeah.
he was.
And but you did a lot. You went through the Super Comp thing. You did a lot of stuff. Went to to Palmdale a lot to race. I remember.
Palmdale, a lot of Tucson bracket races, Mel Larson's, Firebird a lot. But then we started running the AHRA 790 circuit shortly after that, and we won that championship. 2 championships actually, because AHRA had one 790, and we won that one, in the World Finals, and then ADRA bought them. You remember that?
Right.
So we won that championship also the same year, '84.
But there was probably '84 that year you borrowed your car was down. You borrowed my car and went to Palmdale and won a race with it.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I can't pull that up.
Yeah.
I've got it wrote down.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing you do. But
Yeah, it is.
But you went on through that, and then at some point you decided, and this breaking out stuff stinks, and I want to spend more money than I really want to spend. But you went comp racing.
I did.
So tell us about that.
Lou Fico, I met him, comp racers, and he said, "What are you doing out here?" He says, "You need to get into comp." I said, "I don't know about that. I mean, we got the money, but I don't want to spend it on that." He said, "I'll get in here with us." So I got with Gary Kaminsky. He helped me with a motor, and I'm thinking that year was 90 something, or early 90s maybe.
Early 90s,
yeah,
right.
it was early 90s. And we put a car together and got better, started spending more money with Alan Patterson and some of those guys. And then we won Division 4 in '94 in comp. So I thought, this is a good deal. And I won it with Louis Fico's old car. So he was mad about that, because they never won any races with it, and they were running B with it, and I put it in C, and that's what it wanted. So then we did that for a while, and then '99 we won Division 5, and then shortly after that, I think I finished '99 and sold everything in 2000, but the only regret I had is never winning a national with NHRA. 2 runner-ups, but a couple division titles, but I always wanted one of those, and
The Big Wally.
didn't quite get it. Got the divisional side, but
Well, that's a lot to be proud of, and
yeah.
we're definitely, you basically in Arizona, and to a lot of us, you were one of the guys, and you were representing us well, and and I remember, I was kind of doing my other career for a while, and but I always kept track of you, and you did extremely well, and complimentary to me. That was the best racing ever to be involved with. It really, once you get into it, just
it is.
it's the mind game it is, and you have to always be on your A game. And
But what I missed more than anything was the bracket racing days.
really,
Because
well, you carved people up pretty good.
yeah, well, I kept griping about, we got to get it to go faster. I said, we're bracket racing. And he said, okay, learn how to cut a light. So we got to, okay, we'll figure that part out. But we'd go fast, then cut lights. So we made it work all right. But
Well, I remember being at Phoenix Dragway, and one of the events where you were somewhere else racing, and the whole crowd seemed, oh, good, we'll have somebody else winning.
yeah,
It's almost like the Rich Route Tour.
wasn't quite that bad.
The terrorists from Bakersfield, the
Yeah.
Rain for Rent guys, that people would sit there at the pass and try to decide what track they're going to, and then they'd all go to the other track.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But it taught me a lot. It really did. It was some of the better times that we had.
So during that time, you had a lot of people help you. And of course, Alan Patterson's no slouch. He's a great guy, and
David Nickens.
David Nickens, absolutely. He was another great guy. We had the opportunity to race against Todd Patterson a lot in comp back when we were doing it, and
Yep.
they're always like first class guys, and they were good,
Yep.
and you had to earn it to beat them,
Yep.
but they also were very helpful to people,
Yeah.
and that's what I like about drag racing. You were the same way. You would help people out, and
No.
you'd encourage people because you knew that they'd have to beat you. And
Still friends with a lot of them too,
Absolutely.
and they're great people.
Ray
and
Carter,
Yeah.
God bless him. Rest
Ray
his soul.
Carter, yeah, he was.
He's one of the very best people.
He was. He
He-
was.
So what? You and your brother retired. Looks like you're ready to leave here and go play golf.
I played this morning.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I'm late getting here.
how'd you shoot?
Won my match. So,
So you
81, I think.
got some money in your pocket from that?
A little,
Yeah, okay.
not much.
I know you, Linton.
Yeah.
You're motivated.
Yeah, yeah. I play a couple days a week.
You're living life. The way I tracked you down was kind of interesting. Was your nephew's Facebook page? Because his name is John, and I thought, well, this is him because I said, okay, I didn't know that you'd sold the company to him, and he was really tell him thank you for all he did to put us in touch with one another. And the sad thing is that when you called me, I had your number in my phone all the time and forgot
did
it was
you?
in there. Came up me and John Linton, yeah. But it was good. Anybody else you want to remember? Things, the racing days.
Johnny West was a lot of help to me. I could go to his house with parts and pieces, and he'd help me build a wing or tranny shield or something. He was kind of an influence on me. He tried to lure me and my brother a little bit. He said, well, I'll tune for you and you guys get a funny car. I said, not on your best day, Johnny West, am I going to get involved in that. But I'm the one that kind of talked him into going out and working for people. I was one of the guys that kind of led him that direction, and he's
Done well.
he's done well.
He's
been mad at me ever since.
Well, Johnny West has helped a lot of people.
Oh,
and,
he has.
And you'd be surprised the number of times in our Legends films that he's brought up. And the one we did with him, if you have a chance to see it, it's classic. And he was just like, this is a great story. And we have some people in this town at different generations that helped other people. And the guy that he kind of went to, help the Chandler guys was Yule Barnes.
Larry Alvey.
All
was
those,
one.
all those
Mike
people.
Abbey.
Mike Abbey.
That was back in
Yeah.
the day.
Yep. So we've been very blessed to have a lot of people along the way to help
Oh,
help us figure out our
but that
stupidity
whole
for
group
racing.
that raced against each other would help each other all the time.
Absolutely.
Always do that.
Great thing about drag racing is that all inclusive, and even if you're running somebody against the final, if you could help them,
Yeah.
you're still going to help
When
the
you
guy.
get into comp, it's a little more tedious than that.
Well,
but
you pick your partners.
you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably have one or two guys you talk to, and that was it.
You'd have to sway
Yeah.
the motor builders to, please, I need 10 more horsepower
Right.
or something. Work on the dyno a little longer than that. But no, great time. Glad you called me in for this.
Well, we appreciate you being here. You don't want to go racing again. You've already told me that. But if you ever want to hop into a seat, we can find a couple seats for you
And
to
now,
at least warm the car up in.
oh, I could do that. I did
Yeah.
Dean's dragster for him out here at Firebird a few years back.
It'll be a lot of fun to see you back out there again.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you, my friend, John Linton. You're truly an Arizona drag racing legend. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.